It's now been 2 weeks since Ubisoft dropped the trailer for one of their upcoming releases, Star Wars Outlaws, and it's safe to say that it did not go as they planned. This thing got completely annihilated. Just look at the downvotes. 163,000 dislikes to only 38,000 likes. We're talking about a video that got 2.3 million views and only got liked 38,000 times. This is a colossal disaster. It's a combination of a couple things. One, anything related to Disney Star Wars, probably not going to be received too well right now. And of course, with everything we have going on in the gaming industry and the pushback against woke DEI nonsense that Ubisoft is very much involved in, those worlds collided and it ended up in disaster for Ubisoft. Now, this game looks like a couple months before it's even released that there could not be less excitement out there for people to actually see it. We know about what they did to the model and how they changed the character model. A lot of criticism for that, on top of many other things. But it looks like this has not deterred Ubisoft at all. In fact, they are freaking out. There's a lot of people that are upset about the reaction to this, the fact that they're getting criticized. But Ubisoft is telling their employees, hey, don't worry, guys. DEI not going anywhere. Alleged internal Ubisoft document declares, quote, representation is part of our DNA, and it firmly stands for diversity and inclusion. An alleged internal Ubisoft document declares representation is part of our DNA, and the company firmly stands for diversity and inclusion. The alleged document was shared to social media by YouTuber The Quartering, and I have this right here from Jeremy from The Quartering. Ubisoft has been melting down internally over criticism of their DEI efforts, quadruples down internally. So somebody obviously sent this to him. They marked this out so that nobody would actually go and target the person whose email that was. But you can see right here, first, we want to make it very clear, we do not accept hate, harassment, and other forms of abuse in any way. And we're deeply saddened to see the negativity and hatred currently spreading on our coworkers' personal profiles and on our and our partners' social media platforms. So yeah, you're getting a lot of criticism over the trailer and over your efforts in general to promote DEI in nearly all of your games. Now, when it comes to coworkers and things like that, there's a decent chance that might have to do with people working with Star Wars Outlaws, specifically a community manager who has vocally said that they dislike white people. What a shock. It almost is like a prerequisite to be a community manager for these games, that you despise white people. But nonetheless, that might be what they're talking about. We are proud to represent the diversity and inclusion that exists in society as part of our everyday work. Representation is part of our DNA and will remain that way, regardless of external pressure or influences. So even though all of your audiences say they're tired of the woke agenda, not that they hate female characters, not that they hate people of color when they're playing them. No, it's about the forced diversity, equity, and inclusion that now represents everything in the gaming space, at least when it comes to these big studios. Now, the next paragraph is saying, hey, if you see something or if you see something mean or nasty that happens online, make sure to report it to these people so we can make sure you're taken care of. But the next one is interesting. Given the current polarization of the topic online, we believe that having a respectful and constructive dialogue is difficult, if not impossible, to achieve. In this context, we ask you not to engage or interact with these conversations, as this could worsen the situation for yourself, our teams, or our industry peers. You can also set your accounts to private and or turn off private messages from people who are not in your list of trusted friends. Do this across all your social accounts, even if you're only receiving unwelcome messages on certain platforms. Ubisoft firmly stands for diversity and inclusion in our workplace and our games, and we believe there is no room for hate in gaming. Well, except when that hate is directed at white men, right? Because we've seen a lot of these different people, Ubisoft included, hire people who feel like that, who feel it's okay to tee off on white, straight men. That's the only acceptable thing for you to hate, apparently, in the gaming community, according to these big studios. I do think it's interesting that they're telling people this really matters to us, this is so important to us, but please don't talk about it. Please don't have any conversations like this, because they know it's only going to make things fucking worse for them. For all their employees out there with all their pronouns and every flag you could possibly imagine except for the American flag in their bios, They know they're going to make it worse if they continue to talk about it and if they continue to respond. But it doesn't look like Ubisoft is going to back down off the DEI, or I guess DIE would be a better way to put it in the case of this game. But whenever this thing does come out, it's going to be interesting to see the reaction from people, because right now it's getting completely and totally annihilated. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.